Hello, Super Royals. Welcome to episode 5 of the Cricket Roundup. Once again, I can see smiling faces, and more importantly, we have 3 debutants. It seems pretty similar to the India Australia series where there's a debutant every game of the series so far, and I think we won't be surprised if we see one more in the next match from either side. So, welcome Upayan, Dinesh, and Sajal.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
So,
Thank you.
let's start with what we saw yesterday, and it probably was a highlight of the day. It was Dravid's birthday. Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma got a baby girl, and India managed to draw that epic game. So it was a very good day for Indian cricket overall. So and I think it was day 5 was like a battlefield for real. Like it was like a war. We had injuries, we had like words being exchanged and whatnot. A lot of hostility shown by the Aussie bowlers.
The entire batting lineup needs to be lauded because not just the last two pair who kept the game alive. It also comes down to the opening pair who gave us a fantastic start, and then the contrasting partnership of a Butcher and Monk, basically with Pujara and Pant, the exact amount of excitement and the safety that you want. It was truly a wonderful tribute to the game, and I just hope that we can get these players to play in the next match as well. I'm not sure if Vihari would be playing.
Yes, I think it was a very dramatic day. I think everything was working well. I think it was Dravid's birthday. I think the players were almost like, I think first Rishabh Pant was there. I think he had a great intent and he had to win the match, and he tried his best. The kind of speed that he was playing, everything was going perfect. And then the switch. Now we were trying to win the match, and then now we are trying to save the match within 1 wicket. I think that was a really good turning point, and I think we played really well.
So I would rate it as one of the best games, best test games that I had ever seen. Be it the 2010-11 India versus Australia match where V.V.S. Lakshman and Pragyan Oja had been fighting till the end, and they had won it for India. And the next game I would like to remember is South Africa's fight to save the game, where Faf du Plessis got 100 and AB de Villiers had got a 33. And I would actually rate this game in that list of matches. So it's one of the historical memory that I would like to remember this match as. And a strong message has been put by India.
And Dinesh, tell us what were Ashwin and Hanuma Vihari speaking to each other in Tamil? I heard a lot of Tamil speaking.
Yes. So there was one point, and this is very interesting. I love this question actually. So what he was doing actually from the non-striker end, it was just guiding Hanuma Vihari. Hanuma Vihari was someone who was actually injury laden. He was actually having his problems with his hamstring. He was actually struggling with those short pitch deliveries, and he was actually having heart in his mouth. There were a few occasions that he had actually nicked it to the short leg and short gully. So at that time, he was just one discussion that I would like to say is 10 ball adra 40 ball keela aayirum, which means play it in a matter of 10 balls, and automatically the balls will come below 40. Another one, I was just looking in a over of Pat Cummins, where Pat Cummins was actually on his run-up. Even just during the run-up, Ashwin was actually shouting, "Veliya podran ulla poiru," which means he's just going to ball in your leg side. You just get back and leave the ball behind.
So next point, the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy is on full swing, and a few of the Royals have performed well. Rian scored a 50, Rajput got a couple of wickets, and Sanju had a good little cameo as well with the bat, hitting 3 4s and 2 6s. Let's start with Upayan. What do you think? How is the tournament shaping up?
So I'm in Kolkata right now, and quite a few Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy matches are happening. And quite recently, Dinesh Karthik hit a quick fast 17 ball 47 in the Eden Gardens, and I really wish I could. They would allow crowds because it's free of cost to visit there, but unfortunately that's not happening. Regarding, I'm currently following the Bengal team going well. And there's this one guy, Vivek Singh, who's been in wonderful form. I think that bloke smashed 100 today. And Bengal, although the opponents are kind of weak, but they're like bullying their oppositions, So it's actually a positive sign for the team. I think they might be the team to beat this Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament.
I think I'm following Rajasthan team. I think Yagnik has been the coach for Rajasthan recently, and I think he's looking in great shape. He's commanding. He keep uploading video stuff, and he keep creating his content as well. So he looks like a good coach for Rajasthan. I think Riyan on the other side. I think Riyan has been in good form since the IPL. I think towards the end of the tournament, he got back in a proper form, and then I think he's continuing with the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. I think next one, I saw it for Ankit Rajput. I think he got a wicket, and then he was tagging, I think, Royals, and he got, I think, 100 wickets in T20 thing.
Yep.
I think that is, he keep continuing, and I think he'll get more wickets for sure.
It was a good outing from in perspective of Royals. Rayan Parag has got a good 50, and Sanju Samson has actually got a few runs. So in Royals' perspective, it's going good. Hopefully, with the IPL auctions coming near, it's going to be a good contest going on. The Syed Mushtaq will be something that we'll be looking forward to.
Okay, so the next question is about the England versus Sri Lanka series that's about to start on the 14th, and we have Jofra, Butler, and Stokes as part of the Royals representatives. So, what are your predictions about how they could perform? Because Stokes and Butler, they have played there in the past, but they really haven't, scored centuries. They just got a couple of half centuries each.
I'm excited for Jofra to go and play over there. I think he's been performing in Indian cricket, Indian pitches as well. I think Sri Lanka is going to be slightly similar for him. I think I think they had a great. I mean, they just started playing ODI matches right before the COVID in Sri Lanka, and I think they had to come back right after that.
I mean, subcontinental conditions are actually familiar for all these three players because they have been in IPL, they have been on limelight. So subcontinental pitches are just the same way how India is going to be for them. So I think for Jofra Archer, I think it's going to be new for him. Since he has not played much of those limited over games or a test match or whatever in the subcontinental pitches, Sri Lanka will be new for him. So that would be a place to prove his worth. But I think Ben Stokes and Butler are too good. They're actually someone who are very familiar of the subcontinental conditions, and these three players are actually some people who actually will perform to the highest standard. That's my expectation and prediction for the upcoming series.
Let's just see if Butler. I think Butler is the vice captain now, or Ben Stokes is the vice captain, I guess. So let's just see how both of them pan out to be. It's good actually for them to get some match practice in the subcontinent pitches. They'll be coming for a bigger series in India, and after that they'll be playing the IPL. So it's actually a win-win situation for us.
So final question: the Gabba test is also a few days away. It starts on the 15th of this month, and there's a lot of chatter about how the pitch will be probably the quickest of the 4 tests, and that's how it's traditionally been as well. So what do you think? A depleted batting lineup, possibly bowling lineup as well. What changes do you predict, and what result do you also predict at the end of the game?
So the changes that I want to see is Ridhiman Saha coming in place of Hanuma Vihari, provided Hanuma Vihari is not fit. If he's fit, then I'll be okay with Hanuma Vihari in playing 11, given the performance that he had put in the last match.
I agree with Dinesh. You really can't be optimistic with the kind of situation that is happening in the Indian squad. Regarding the changes, I think there will be a few changes. Of course, Bumrah has been ruled out now, so I think Siraj will find himself in an unlikely position of leading the pace attack at his 3rd test. So good luck with that. I think Saini might get replaced by Natarajan, and I think Shardul Thakur will definitely make a debut, not only because of his bowling prowess, but also because of the fact that he can bat a bit.
Yes, I think we're in a perfect situation. I think we should be optimistic and let's at least hope for a draw. Complete to Australia. I think we saved the match, and I think we're in good confidence. We should be going ahead with the same team. Considering the changes we have to make, I think Karthik is still in Australia. It will be interesting if he makes it to the team. Correct me if Karthik is still there. I think he was there in reserve, right? Yeah. So I think it will be very interesting fact if he makes it to the debut in the 4th match and a Royal playing a test match in the bowling league. Why not? That'll be great.
I think a fast bowler can only dream of making a debut at the Gabba. Perfect pitch, perfect conditions also, hopefully. Really fun if he gets to make his debut.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool, great chat, guys. So let's look forward to both the upcoming test matches. Sri Lanka starts one day before the India-Australia one, but then there's a lot of other action happening here in India as well. So until next time, bye guys. Thank you so much.